Last video I forgot to explain what exactly a suite is. It's basically just like a multiple movement song where all the movements are like related to a certain theme. So in the case of Task Suite, they're all related to the different tasks in Among Us. Well, 4 of them anyway. But what are we going to be building in today's video is going to be floor 9. So I've already set up the teleporter and stuff. It temporarily sends you to right here, but we'll change that in just a moment. But what is a Canon? Well, it's spelled C-A-N-O-N, not C-A-N-N-O-N. So in music, a canon is the same thing played at different entrances. So in the case of Sabotage canon, you can hear the melody first in the tuba and trombone, and then I think in the trumpets, and then French horn. That might be wrong, I'm not looking at it at the moment, but here's what it sounds like. The fact that it's a cannon isn't exactly going to affect the floor, but rather the sabotage part is. So in Among Us, the imposters can sabotage, and then the crewmates, it basically makes another task that the crewmates have to complete. And so some sabotages, such as the lighting one, you can still keep playing, like, it's just going to be hard to see, obviously. But some, like the reactor meltdown, the crewmates have a certain amount of time to fix, and if they don't fix it in time, then the imposters win the round. So floor 9, it's going to be, there was a sabotage, and there's a timer, and you have to complete the floor in that time. It's going to be about 2 minutes. And if you run out of time, then you get insta-killed. So first I'm going to start with making a box right here, which is where the teleporter is going to be, and then it'll just have a sign that, like, the timer won't start until after you press a button to actually, like, start the floor, and it'll, like, let you out of this box, and so you have 2 minutes to complete the floor. Okay, so I put in some signs here that basically explain what I just said. And so here's the sabotage button. The reason this barrier is here is because the teleporter is going to send you right here, and I don't want you to accidentally walk into the button immediately. I want you to actually be able to read it. Now, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to make this be 2 buttons right here. There's currently just 1, but one of them is going to deactivate a fast-moving insta-kill block thing. It's basically what I did for floors 23 and 24 of Citadel of Abstraction, where it's just like a giant moving insta-kill that will, when it reactivates, it will just insta-kill you. That's how I'm going to make it insta-kill you. So one of the buttons will deactivate that. The other one will make these deactivate, but I want to make them like be fading platforms. So I actually want to delete this and then replace it as a fading part, which is kind of similar to what I did on floor 7, where you click the button and then it just disappears. Of course, it'll be less like annoying than that because I don't need to activate like a billion effects. Oh yeah, also one thing that was on the signs that I didn't say was that I'm going to make it so that you can jump in here, there will be teleporters, and if you do that, it'll send you back to here. Okay, so I've linked the fading part, so if I step on this, there we go. Ignore this random timer. That's just the other button that I need to make actually do something. Okay, so I've first built this section here, and it'll lead up to a button, and when you press that, it'll deactivate, I guess, a ladder over here. Let's have it so next you ladder flick up on top of this, and now let's take 2 half-stud platforms like this, and you'll jump on top of there, and then I think I want to do a high jump section. So the way to do that is take a global properties part and make it so that the jump is more than 50. So like, what's the highest I can set it? 200? Okay, yeah, I think that's good. I think I'm just gonna make it look like it does in JTOH, which is like a greenish yellow color. I think it's like that, and it's like semi-transparent, so like that. So we'll take some platforms like this and we'll make them be like hanging from the ceiling. I'm gonna put another one that's the same size, a little bit lower down, and then I'm going to make it so you jump above here, because I don't want you to just randomly fall into the teleporter when you don't mean to. So what I'm going to do is put like a thing above it, which will not only serve to prevent you from falling into the teleporters when you don't mean to, but also as just a platform you jump on. So this one, instead of hanging from the ceiling, will be attached from the floor. So I think I'm going to make it so you go for a push box on top of here, and then you'll like push it down to the bottom here, where you will use that for something. So I'm going to take another part, this will be 8 by 8, and put it like up here. Okay, well actually, since you can just jump straight from here to here, we'll make it so you get 2 push boxes. So one can go there, and then one will just be here. In case they happen to like fall into the teleporter, I will put a respawn part that resets push blocks if it happens to land on here, but invisible of course. And I'll also put a push box resetter. So these 2 platforms are at the same level, so I want to put beneath these a global properties part that just sets this back to 50, which I think is the default. No, it's not. It's 100 by default. And then I can go ahead and just put this across the entire floor. However, I do want it to be invisible. And while I'm at it, I will make it the same color that it is by default, because that's clearly very important, because everyone can see the color of this. So if you're on this section and then you fall, or you just jump down, like, because after you press these, then it'll reset. To fill up the rest of the floor, I think here's what I'm thinking. We'll make it so there's 2 buttons for the push boxes that you have to get both of them on. When a push box is on both of those, then 2 ladders here will activate, allowing you to get up to the last bit of parkour that fills up the rest of the space here. So I'm gonna kind of make it be like 2 push box challenges. So let me take like some space up here, and so the player isn't gonna go in here, but you'll like press buttons outside of it that will like activate and deactivate stuff. Okay, so here's what I have so far of this first one, and I think I have a plan for how to make it work. And it doesn't seem that that weird glitch where it doesn't move unless you're near it isn't applying here, which is good. But you can see it's gonna make use of conveyors, and so what I'm going to do, I'm gonna make it so that there are 3 different like colored platforms, so I guess 6 in total. So I'll do one that's, well, not red, because everything is red in this floor, and the whole tower too, but we'll do one that's yellow, and we'll do one that's blue, and one that's green. You're gonna have to swim around in a box, which I'll fill with a part, and you can use this thing to make it be water. I have yet to actually use that yet, and I guess I'll make these be 10 apart each. And so you're gonna have to swim around and then press pressure plates in order to deactivate these correctly, and then get the push box through this thing and then onto the other pressure plate that will be one of them. Okay, so I've put this box here where the water is going to be, and you're gonna get up to it using jump pads. There's probably currently some way you can like cheese it by using this, but I will fix that or do something about that. Not right now. Basically, I just take a part and then I'm gonna make it invisible for a minute, and then I want it to be water true. So if that's the case, yeah. Now if I make this not transparent, like if I make it 0.6, I'm assuming I can't see it while I'm inside of it. Yeah, that's what I figured. I will, however, still make it be glass and a blue color, unless you can't even see that at all, which you can't. Okay, so I have the water, the part that is actually the water, and then I have this one here, which is supposed to be like the surface of it. So there, you can actually swim in this now. So I want you to be able to like see where, like, what is happening over here. So I'm going to do this and then duplicate this and move it down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is make a transparent wall as part of this, so you'll be able to see out. Additionally, I want to see if I can use some advanced tools parts to make a cool effect. Yeah, if I do this, it looks more like you're actually underwater. It will still do that even if your view is out of the water, but there isn't really anything I can do about that. There need there to be 4 different pressure plates around here. So like there's one, and it shouldn't be, this is a good distance from the insta-kill, so it shouldn't be like super close. Something I did just remember is there's got to be a 1 stud gap between the wall and where the actual insta-kill is, so you can't accidentally clip your arm through the wall and then hit the insta-kill. And then instead I will put a fake insta-kill right here. You will probably still get insta-killed if you swim into this, because you'll probably hit the actual insta-kill. Okay, I've put the 3 pressure plates in. I said 4 earlier, but it's actually 3. So now I need to connect these. They should be make objects invisible, and then I just link it to the 3 that are its color. So the 3 yellow things. So the second push box section thing is going to be this. It's going to be pretty easy. Like, it's pretty much just going to be a simple push box section. Not really much to it. And I also added explanations around the floor as to what you're supposed to do. And so the pressure plates themselves are going to deactivate these, allowing you to, like, escape the floor. And so I think the floor is actually done now. Pretty much. I'm going to add detail like I always do, blah, 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 blah. Well, I do need to add this teleporter, but I guess I will just do those finishing things, and then I'll show the whole floor start to finish. But first, the decal of the day is this. And so, as always, I'm going to hide this somewhere in the floor, and the first comment that correctly describes the location of it, I will pin your comment. I changed it to be 200 because 120 turned out to not be long enough. That will mean the song is going to repeat probably, but it probably would anyway. It just depends on how long it takes you to read these before you actually press the button. Anyway, warning, once you press the sabotage button behind you, a 200-second minute timer, let me fix that, a 200-second timer will start. You must complete the floor in that amount of time or else your run will end. Then why would you press the button? Well, it's because otherwise you'll be trapped in this box forever. If you think you're going to run out of time, jump into the teleporter in the center of this floor and you will be sent safely back to the start of side 2 of floor 8. The song playing on this floor is Sabotage Canon by Shark, and that's what you're hearing in the background of this video. So if you press this button, these deactivate, and then I'll quickly demonstrate this. If you jump down here, then it will send you back here. And you'll also notice the timer at the top disappeared. So I'm gonna play this and like read the signs that are here. So yeah, like to make sure you would have time to do that. So the escape is right here, and 2 push boxes that are activating gray pressure plates are required. And so the first thing you need to do is go up here and do this conveyor launch. This is a 9-stud wraparound. It was originally a 10-stud wraparound, but that was ridiculously annoying, so I nerfed that. Also, let me fix this, that looks weird. And so you have some ladder flicks here. There's also that ladder, which I guess is unnecessary now because of the changes I made, but whatever. When you press the gray button, these arrows indicate you go in this direction because they activate this ladder. And you'll also notice that, which tells you where the gray pressure plate thing is. One of them anyway. It says there's 1 and 2, but it doesn't really make a difference which order you press them in. This button will reset the push boxes if you need that. This sign says push a box up this ramp and then it will be launched up. Go into the water section and press the colored buttons to deactivate the platforms blocking the push box from reaching the pressure plate. Oh, I also changed it to be just normal buttons rather than pressure plates because that makes more sense and like was easier to follow. So you can go in the water, and then you just press the buttons to deactivate the things. I don't know if I actually pressed that. So now you can see there's that push box on the pressure plate. Then we can go do this other one over here, which is just like a normal push box section. So inside here, there's like a shadow section. You just go around these, so that's really easy. Here we go. And so now the escape should be open, which it is. You could see that like white neon. And I have 30 seconds left, so I don't know. I'll do some testing. If I feel like the timer should be increased, then I will do so. But you can see now you can jump through there. You'll be teleported here. The jump power needs to be reset, but I'll do that later. So floor 10 is coming soon. That's going to be the end of today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Here is the Obby ID if you want to come play this, and I'll see you in the next video, and have a great day.